Fantastic. All right, everybody. Welcome to Movement with Sophie, Yoga for Swimmers, Tuesday afternoon. It's 5 o'clock, so it's time to stretch out, loosen, lengthen, get strong. Today's focus class is going to be based on the hips, so hip alignment, keeping everything square, building up our lower body strength as well, okay? So I hope you enjoy the class, and we'll begin in child's pose. So find the back of your mat. Bring your big toes together and then slowly take the knees out nice and wide. Sit into your heels and just sit up nice and tall here. Bring your hands to your knees and then slowly you're going to reach your arms forward and peel down towards the mat. Bring your forehead down as well. And already you're going to feel that lovely stretch on the shoulders and in the groin. Relax your elbows down to the floor as well. Just settle in here. Seal your mouth, breathe in and out of your nose, your ujjayi breath. In yoga, this is the breath that brings heat through the body. And try not to let go, try not to hold on to any tension within the hips as well. Try to let go of that sensation in the groin, that stretch. Feel the rise and fall of the tummy, of the chest, as we take those breaths in and those breaths out, relaxing the arms. Maybe spray your fingers nice and wide. And just settling in here. Child's pose, you're very welcome to come into at any point during class. A very grounding pose. Get a little length through the spine as we're reaching forwards. Maybe start to crawl your fingers a bit further towards the front of the mat. Maybe the elbows lift as well. Feel that length through the spine as the vertebrae is slightly open, creating space. And then gently lower the elbows down. Feel those lats stretch. Hold and breathe for 5. For 4. Notice the pressure in the forehead. For 3. Sinking down into the hips a little lower for 2. And 1, slowly wander the hands over to the left. Feel that side stretch on the right side of the body. If you want to go deeper, push that right elbow down to the floor, squaring those shoulders. Here for 2 breaths, settling in. Last breath. And then wander your hands back to the middle. Raise them up onto the fingertips. So raising those hands onto the fingertips, just elevating the shoulders. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 1. And then relax the hands and the arms nice and long onto the floor. Wander them over to the right. Again, to go a little bit deeper, push your left elbow down, squaring the shoulders. Long side body stretch to the left side. Here for 2 breaths. Hopefully everyone's hips are feeling nice and open, creating all that space. 1 more breath. Good, then walk your hands back to the middle, lift up your chest, lift up your chin, slowly lean forwards and bring your knees in line with your hip and then slip them back. So you lower your hips down into your Sphinx pose, make sure the elbows are underneath the shoulders, bring the big toes together behind you as well. Try to lift up the chest, collarbone facing forwards. Good, breathe and hold for 3. Maybe squeeze the big toes together, squeeze the kneecaps off the floor if you can. Breathe for 2. Good. And breathe for 1. Slowly lower the chest all the way down. Long body stretch. Find that streamline hold in the arms. Lift up the chest and the shoulders slightly. And then gently lower the hands, lower the arms down. Good. Bring your hands back to that Sphinx pose. So elbows in line with shoulders. Lift up the chest a little bit further now. Maybe lift up the chin to the ceiling. Good, breathe and hold for 3, maybe close your eyes, focus on that flexion in the back of the spine, the lower spine engaged for 2. And 1, slowly lower the shoulders down, find that streamline hold again, squeeze those ears. Good, maybe lift up the hands in front, lifting up the arms, hold and breathe for 3. Good, for 2. And 1, nice everybody, bring your hands to your shoulders, lift up to Cobra, so slowly bending the chest, lifting up. Good, and then fold forwards, push back into your puppy pose. So keeping the knees in line, keep the hands in the same position, just shifting the hips backwards. Okay, feel that long opening through the arms, find the length in the spine, And then lower your forehead to the ground. Starting off nice and grounded in practice this afternoon. Good, and inhale, come up to your tabletop. And then tuck your toes under, shift up to your downward facing dog. Press your heels into the floor, look to the back of the room. Find that length in the back of the legs. Just stretching out our hamstrings and our calves. It's really nice to kind of keep both legs bent or keep one straight and one bent at the beginning of class, just helping to activate. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Make sure that your hands are shoulder width distance apart and your feet are hips width distance apart. Gaze to the back of the room, long, loose neck. Let's nod the head forwards and to the side and backwards. Make some big circles. Good, then everybody inhale, look forwards. Exhale, slowly step towards your hands. This time we're going to interlace our fingers behind our back. Tuck your chin into your chest. You can either stay here with bent legs and arms behind our lower back, or if you want to extend our arms long, feel free to do that too. Notice the mobilization in the shoulders. Head feeling a little bit more pressure with the blood running towards the brain. Good, maybe sway to the left and to the right here. Hold and breathe, tuck that chin in for 2. For 1, good. Slowly bring the hands down to the floor and then grab the opposite elbow into our ragdoll. Again, add some movement to the front, left and right, maybe side to side. Notice how flat the feet are staying. Push your weight into your toes as well, not just your heels when our feet are flat. Good, breathe and hold for 3, for 2. And 1, hands to the floor, slowly roll all the way up the spine. Inhale your hands up to your Tadasana. And then exhale, swan dive the hands down to the floor. Tuck the chin in. Inhale to your halfway lift, hands on shins. Notice that flat back. And then exhale, fold hands to the floor. Step your knees back, find your tabletop position here, everyone. Tuck your toes under, and then when you're ready, push into your hands, activate that core, knees come off the floor, hover and hold for 3, for 2, and 1, push back to downward facing dog. 2 breaths in our downward dog. Keep your hands in the same position, keep that downward dog leg walking out and lengthening the other. Good, last breath. Take an inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your right foot to your right wrist and then your left foot to your left wrist. And then inhale to halfway, flatten your spine, look down, chin tucked in. Exhale to fold, hands to your toes, chin in, and then bend the knees, inhale, Tadasana, standing nice and tall. Find your streamline hold with the arms if you'd like. And then exhale, swan dive your hands down to the floor. Nice, everybody, we're flowing here, warming up. Inhale to your halfway lift, hands on shins, or maybe take the hands away from the shins if we can find that flat back. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Good, press your hands in and then step your right knee back and then your left knee back to your tabletop position. Find that neutral spine. Good, make sure the knees are hip distance apart. Then when you're ready, tuck those toes under if you haven't already, and then shift the knees off the floor, about 6 inches. Engage your core, squeeze your belly button into your spine. Look down at your hands, spread your fingers wide, push into your tippy toes. For 3, good everybody, breathe. For 2. And 1, hips back, downward facing dog, lovely work. Do that 1 more time, 1 more breath. Downward dog should feel a little bit warmer now. Take an inhale, look at your hands. Listen carefully, exhale, step your left foot to your left wrist and then your right foot to your right wrist with control, lovely. Inhale to your halfway lift, extend through the spine, look down. Exhale to fold, hands to toes, chin tucks in, rounding the spine. And then bend your knees, reach your arms up to your Tadasana, look up to the ceiling. And then exhale, swan dive your hands behind you and then down to the floor. Good. Hands touch the floor. Inhale to your halfway lift. Maybe the hands come away. Maybe find those airplane arms. It's your practice as well. Experiment. And then hands down to the floor. Press them in. Take your left knee down and then your right knee down. Tuck your toes. Shift the hips high. Hover those knees. We're holding here for 3 breaths. Squeeze your belly button in, lock in that spine. 2 breaths, shoulders lifted, don't let them slump down. Good, 1 more breath. And then downward facing dog. Nice work, everyone.
Right now feels very after.
With your downward dog, we're going to press our hands open. Find those 5 breaths. So on that inhale, lift up to the tippy toes, shifting the weight forwards into the wrists. And then exhale your heels down. Nice. Keep gazing at your toes as you inhale, shifting the weight forwards. Yeah. Exhale, heels down. Good. Use that breath as your guide, everybody. Shifting the hips, keep them as high as you can. Heels down, lengthening through the back of the shins as they lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. On that 5th one, you're going to find yourself in your child's pose. Take those knees out wide, big toes together, and then reach the arms forwards and down, melting down to the mat again. Good. 2 breaths. Maybe nod the head to the left and to the right, just massaging our forehead. Maybe the elbow comes off the floor as well. 1 more breath. Good. This time, take your hands behind you. Maybe grab your ankles, allowing a bit more pressure in the forehead. Maybe the neck is feeling a little bit more pressure too. Building strength for 3, for 2, for 1. Left hand underneath your left shoulder, right hand under your right shoulder. Find that tabletop. Tuck those toes under, everyone. And then downward facing dog. Good. Take an inhale, sweep up your right leg, 3-leg down dog. And then an exhale, step forwards between your hands. Keep your hands on your hips and then lift up your arms to your crescent moon. So reaching up the arms to crescent moon, working on balance already. Good, everybody. Find that nice gentle bend in the front knee. We don't want that knee over the ankle. We want it just in line, okay? So inhale the hands up, find that lift and lengthen from side on, from front on. I'm going to show you, okay? So make sure we've got those train tracks, right on right, left on left. Inhale your hands up. Grab your right wrist with your left hand and then lean over to the left. Good. Find that balance. Nice, everyone. And then inhale back to center. Drop your hands down. Take that right leg back to your high plank. Finding that high plank, everybody. So right leg back, high plank. Hands under shoulders. Squeeze your belly button. On your tippy toes, we're going to shift forwards and back. Good. 5 times. Forwards and back over the wrists. Keep the hips low, everybody. Good. For 3. Keep breathing. For 2. Getting nice and warm. For 1. Very nice. Hips back, downward facing dog. Good. Gaze to the back of the room. Spread the fingers wide again. Remember to press the weight into our fingers, not just into the wrists, okay? Use all of the hand. Take an inhale, lift up that left leg high. And then exhale, slowly bring it between the hands, softly plant it, hands on hips. Lift up your torso. And then reach your arms up to the ceiling. Good, everybody. Hold and breathe. Extend and lift up. For 3. For 2. For 1, grab your left wrist with your right hand and then lean over to the right. So finding that balance as well, that sweet spot, just opening up the left side of the body. Good, come back to stillness, come back to the center. Take your hands down either side of your left foot. Sweep it back, high plank, maybe adjust it if you need to. And then everybody lower down onto your knees, keep that long spine, okay? Long spine where my arm is. Okay, so our hips are not too high up, they're in line. And then maybe take the toes off the floor, elbows pointing backwards, lower that chest with control. Plant your feet down and then inhale to your upward facing dog. First upward facing dog of class, shoulders back, chin lifted. Tuck those toes, downward facing dog. Nice, everyone. Inhale, sweep up the right leg. Exhale, step through, hands on hips, lift up the torso, reach the arms up, crescent moon. Good. From here, take the hands forwards and then sweep them back, airplane arms. Good. Inhale back to crescent moon. Exhale, step the hands down, sweep that right leg back, find your side plank. So side plank, we're stacking the right over the left, okay, reaching the arms up. If you want to come down onto the left knee, you're very welcome to too. Hold and breathe, squeeze the core. For 3, look up to the right hand. For 2, if we want to go into star, maybe take the top foot off. For 1, Very nice. Come forwards with control. Drop your knees, chaturanga. So chest to floor. Flip the feet, lift up. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Nice work, everyone. Okay, just readjust in your downward dog. Maybe take some little steps. When you're ready, inhale the left leg high. Exhale, round the back, step through. Open up, hands on hips. Lift up that chest, find that crescent moon again. Good. From here, big inhale, lift and lengthen. Big exhale, reach forwards and then aeroplane arms. Keep the torso square. Nice. Pushing weight into our front leg. Inhale, back up to crescent moon. And then exhale, hands down. Sweep that left leg back. Come onto the right side of our foot on the right. Side plank on the right. Remember the hips stay nice and high. Hold and breathe for 3. Come down onto your knee if you need to for 2. For the last one, maybe lift the top leg for 1. And then roll forward, staying in that high plank for our chaturanga. For those who want to, shift forwards, lower down halfway. And then inhale to upward facing dog, shoulders back, lift the chin. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice, everybody. 2 breaths in our downward dog. 1 more breath. Just notice, connect with the breathing. Good, and then everyone, inhale your right leg high to the sky. Exhale, step through and outside of our right wrist, okay? So outside of our right wrist, so both hands are in the middle. And then lower your left knee down here. If it's too intense to lower the knee, just keep up nice and high in our lizard pose, okay? If you want to go a step deeper, lower the left knee. Press into the floor with your left hand, reach your right arm up. Gentle twists and then big circles with our right arm. Mobilizing those shoulders. Nice, everybody. Feel the hip open. For 3. For 2. For 1. Very nice. Bring your hand back down to the floor. Take that back knee off the floor if you haven't already. Take the right leg back, holding that high plank. Shift forward, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. If your knees are off the floor, try to lift the knees off the floor with the shoulders. Okay, so you're pushing into the floor with your shoulders, lifting the body. Squeeze your bottom and glutes. Good, and then exhale. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. 2 breaths, reset. Nice, everyone. 1 more breath. And then inhale, take up the left leg now. Slowly step forwards to the outside of your left wrist, okay? So the outside of our left, hands are in the middle. If you want to stay here, you can. Otherwise, maybe shuffle that back foot back and then lower your right knee down. Good. This should feel really nice in your hips, everyone. Press into your right hand. Inhale, lift up your left hand to the ceiling. Good, then add those big circles to the front, to the ceiling, to the back. Big circles. Nice, everyone. Hold and breathe for 3. For 2. And 1. Good. Bring the hand back down. And then take that back knee off the floor. Good. And then take the left leg back. Find your high plank, chaturanga. Lower down halfway. Then roll over to the top of the feet. Or push into the floor. Good. Inhale to upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. And then lower your knees into your tabletop position. Bring your hands on your hips, lift up your torso. Now your toes behind you can be tucked under or they can be flat. Okay, so totally up to you. What we're going to do, take an inhale, your hands up to the ceiling. Find your streamline hold here. Find that length, that extra couple of inches here. Hold and breathe for 3, for 2. Nice, everyone, for 1. Take that left hand down, reach the right arm up and over to the left, long side body stretch. Notice your hips, stay nice and square for 3. Look up to the hand if you can, open the chest for 2. And 1, take your hands down to the left side of your left leg and then switch out other side. Reach that left arm back up and then right arm back up. Streamline hold, reach and breathe for 3. Find that length for 2. And 1, very nice. Take that right hand down. Take the left hand over to the right side, stretch. Good. Notice your bottom if you're leaning back here. Try and stay upright, nice and tall. Good. And then reach your hands over to the right and then come back to your center. Nice work, everyone. And you can take a water break, actually. So take the water break now and we'll go into the next sequence. Almost forgot. Hopefully you're feeling nice and warm now. Good. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to practice our crow pose, okay? So some of you have done yoga before. This is a pose that comes up quite often. It's all about shoulder strength and coordination and also stability, okay? So we've warmed up a lot in this, we're ready for this position. So find your tabletop and then lift your hips to downward dog. Okay, now what I want you to do here is spread your fingers nice and wide. Walk your feet close to your wrists, okay? The aim is to keep your hips as high as you can. Keep your hips square. You don't want to lean too far forwards to one side. Now, with the back of the arms, we want to bring that knee into the back of the arm. So you might need to bend the arms as much as you can. Looking forwards. We're going forwards, not down, okay? Wherever your eyes are looking, that's where you're going to go. Spread the fingers wide like you're high-fiving the floor. Keep those hips up. And then when you bring the knees into the back of the arm, feel that pressure, feel that connection, yes? So notice my hips are quite high here. I'm going to take one foot off the floor and then the other. Now, it might feel really impossible here to take both feet off the floor, but honestly, you'll get it. You just need to practice, okay? So think about looking forwards. Engage the knees with the back of the arms or maybe even the armpits. Then lift one foot up, look forwards, and then the other foot up. Squeeze your core. If your hips are low, it's going to be quite difficult to get into, okay? Have fun with it. A little inversion. Nice, everyone. Breathe. Lovely, Connor. Come on, Eduardo. Keep going, Sam. Nice. Practice your breathing. Look forwards, Matthew.
Whoa, who is that?
Good. Hold and breathe for 3. Nice, Ross. Push your knees in a bit closer. So try and connect the knee on top of the arm, not on the outside. Otherwise, you need to squeeze from within. Good. For 2. Nice work, everyone. For 1. Find yourself in child's pose. Good job. Find yourself in child's pose. So knees out wide, reaching the arms forwards, forehead down to the ground. And just reconnect with that breath. Now, don't be alarmed or feeling quite negative if you haven't been able to get into the posture of crow. It takes time. Even just moving yourself to set yourself up for crow is quite difficult in itself, okay? The aim is to keep the hips as high as you can. And then once you've got there, playing around with that shift of weight from the legs into the arms. You'll definitely get there if you practice, okay? All is doable. In our child's pose, lift your hands up off the floor, finding that fingertip lift. And then slowly press the hands into the ground, lift up the chest, come into your tabletop, and then take the knees and come all the way through to your boat pose, okay? To your boat pose. Gonna get straight into it, guys. Okay, so arms out long, lifting the knees. Make sure the calves are parallel to the ground, okay? We don't want those low feet. We want the feet just off the ground, okay? Arms out long. Lower your chest down enough so you feel that core activate. Feel the hip flexors working as well. Turn your palms up, lift up and lower. Good, a bit of pulsing here. Nice, everyone. Breathe, look forwards, chin up. Relax the shoulders. Hold, come on. 7 more, nice, everybody. 5, 2, and 1. Knees into your chest, roll down the spine and up the spine 3 times back to your boat pose. Good, 1 more time, rounding the back as much as you can, lift up to your boat pose. From here, reach into your streamline hold. Immediately, when you take the hands away from your midline, you'll feel your core engage. If you want to lower the legs and extend fully into your prone, then go ahead and do that. Otherwise, find that streamline hold. Breathe for 3. Extend fully for 2. For anyone else who's down here, keep holding for 1. Good, bring the knees into the chest, cross the ankles, and then sway to the left and to the right. Nice work, everyone. Here for a couple. Push me! So for this last one, we're going to activate a couple of poses which we've done in the past. We find ourselves in standing, okay? But I want to see that streamlined arm. So rolling forwards and backwards along the spine. Get ready. We're going to plant the feet. We're going to shift our weight forwards. And then find ourselves in our streamline jump and pose. All the way up, guys. That momentum.
No, I blocked more.
Nice, everyone. If we got up there, well done. If we're still practicing, no problem either.
Erica, could you just make sure that you're on mute, please?
Yeah, someone's not on mute. All right. So, on your backs, everyone, bring your knees into your chest, and then gently lift up your shoulders. Look at your kneecaps. Maybe unlace the ankles and then reach towards your toes. Hold this position. Imagine we're pushing off the wall here, okay? So finding that small position, rounding the spine in our bullet position before we push off, and then gently extend the legs, extend the arms, all the way down to the floor. Feel that core engagement. I'm going to go back into it again, everybody. So slowly lift the feet off the floor, lift the arms, squeeze your bottom. Bend your knees, reach toward your toes, find that nice tight wall position. Yes, well done. Feet are flexed, so imagining there's a wall right here. One more time, extend the legs together, reach the arms to the front, find that streamline position. Hold it before you lower down the shoulders, and then relax. Nice work. Bend your knees, keep your arms overhead, and then sway your knees to the left and to the right. And just breathe. If you need to take your feet a little bit wider, so maybe the knee come into the middle and drop down, so you find a bit more mobility in the hip, then go ahead and do that too. Rotating our lower lumbar spine, bring some movement to our thoracic spine as well. Nice work, everyone. Now lift your legs up against the wall. Feel free to keep your hands above your head here. Flex the feet, imagine we're stomping the ceiling. We're going to bend the knees into the chest and then kick up and extend, okay? So bend the knees into the chest and then kick up and extend. 3 more, just like that. Kick and extend. Good, 2. Last 1. Keep those feet above, along the spine, along the wall, keeping the toes flexed. From here, arms above head, reach up to your toes and then release back down. Keeping the arms long, keeping the legs long, engaging those hamstrings, everyone. Keep flexing for 3. Think about your breath. You exhale as you lift. You inhale as you lower. For 2. Nice and controlled movements for 1. Lovely work, everyone. Knees into your chest and take a breath. Extend your left leg long to the floor, taking your time for the ankle to drop down. Keep that right knee in. And getting ready, we're going to open the hip on the right side of the hip. Bring some gentle movements with that right side. Moving the knee away from the chest and then back in. Change that direction. Good, and then find your supine twist. So hopefully everyone knows what supine twist is by now. Keep that knee on the right tucked in and then slowly roll over to the left. Maybe the knee touches the floor, maybe it doesn't. The aim is to keep the shoulders as flat as you can. Reach that right arm out to the side and look to the right. Good. And then once you find that supine position, the bottom, your left hip is stacked, or your right hip is stacked on top of your left hip, okay? Looking to the opposite side of that knee, and just let the body relax, getting rid of the tension, allowing the heart rate to just slowly come back to baseline. If you want to go a step deeper in this supine position, you can bend that extended leg and reach down with that opposite arm, okay? And then naturally the shoulders might just become a bit more flat. Good. Hold and breathe. For 3. For 2. For 1. Good. Come to center. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze. Lift up the shoulders, maybe realign the spine, and then extend that right leg long to the floor, taking your time again. Relax the shoulders, squeeze that left knee in. And then when you're ready, big circles with the left knee, opening the left side of the hip. In one direction, moving that knee away from the chest and then back. Changing direction. Good. And then when you're ready, find your supine twist with the left knee. Roll over to the right. Maybe it touches the floor. Reach your left arm out to the side. Push the shoulders down to the floor. Looking to the left. And once you've found this position, once you've got comfortable, just let go of the tension. Let go of that expectation of how this pose should feel or look. Just let the body adapt to it. Now, one side might feel a bit more normal in this position than the other. Maybe you find it easier to get into. Maybe you just simply enjoy it more on one side. And then again, if you want to go deeper, take that left hand, reach down to that leg, bending the knee, grabbing that foot, looking over to the left. And maybe the heart rate is coming back down to a baseline. Good, and then bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze. And we'll try our plow pose this afternoon, guys. Okay, so plow pose is when the feet hover over the head and maybe touch the floor behind you. What I want you to do is keep your head and neck straight, so don't move your neck, okay? Use your hands below you to add support so you push into the floor. Now, this might be enough for you. Legs up against the wall, feet are flexed. If you want to go a step further, try to push your hips up. Tailbone lifts, lower spine lifts. Feel the core contract, okay? And then watch those feet hover over your head. Use support with your elbows digging into the floor. Place the hands on your bottom. Push the feet further and further to the front of the room. And then gently, and maybe slowly but surely, the feet might touch the floor above our head, okay? If they don't, and then lift it up here, that's awesome as well. You just need to allow time to find that length, okay? If our feet are touching the floor behind our head, maybe close your eyes. Feel that stretch in your lower spine, along the hamstrings for 3, for 2. Breathe for 1. And then slowly, one by one, vertebrae at a time, lift those toes back off the floor. Use your hands as support still and lower your mid-spine and then your lower spine, and watch those toes as they travel from above the head in line with our eyesight, and then all the way down to the floor, taking your time. Notice your lower back engage. Feel that core activate. Last little bit here. And then once the feet hit the floor, let the feet unfold in your Shavasana. Settling in here, palms facing up, and just relaxing here. Keeping your eyes closed helps bring a sense of calmness to this pose. Turning off the thoughts in the mind, just focusing on our breath. If we manage to do crow, or if we manage to hold our plank, find that side plank lift, whatever that was, whatever that achievement was in class, it could be as simple as turning up to class. Try to just put that away for these next couple of minutes in our Shavasana. Try to get rid of the tension in the shoulders, so completely relax the shoulders. Imagine we're switching a light off, okay? We're letting the body just completely relax. And notice what comes up. Maybe the awareness with the body, feeling that space we created. Maybe feeling the tingling of the blood as it's pumped through the body and now able to relax. Try to seal your mouth and breathe in and out of your nose. Doing a full body scan from the top downwards, relaxing your forehead, your jaw, your ears. Try to relax your neck, your shoulders, your upper back, your lower back. Try to relax your belly, your rib, your upper arms, your forearms, your hands, your fingers, your bottom, your glutes, your quads, your kneecaps. Relax your calves, your shins, your ankles, the soles of the feet and your toes. Imagine yourself melting into the mat, feeling soft or maybe even feeling heavy. body benefits from movement and the mind benefits from stillness. A quote I like to say quite often because it's so true. You never regret that workout, you never regret that session that you do. But just as long as you allow yourself to recover and rest afterwards by hydration, food, sleep, stretching, both the mind and body will benefit so much. Imagine watching yourself now in your Shavasana, resting and staying nice and still, practicing some patience, practicing that connection with the breath. And allowing the body to just be. And then when you're ready, everybody, start to wiggle your toes. Bring awareness back to your fingers and your hands. Maybe find that long body stretch over and above the head. Imagine when waking up in the morning, finding that nice stretch. And then roll over to a side, keeping your eyes closed, that couple of more moments, more seconds before we become fully conscious. Again, allowing the body to be soft. Holding no tension, moving forwards. And just checking in with the body, how it feels after some lovely movement, connection. And then when you're ready, push yourself up to seated. Maybe find yourself cross-legged or on your knees, whichever position feels good for you this afternoon. If you're finding yourself in cross-legged, make sure those toes are pointing forwards, okay? Helping the knees fall out to the side. Bring your hands on your knees. And then when you're ready, lift up the shoulders. Deep breath in. And then round them down. Deep breath out. 5 breaths like that, everybody. Keep your hands on your knees. Inhale, round the shoulders, lift up to the ears. Feel that extension in the spine. Exhale, drop the shoulders down. Emptying out the lungs. Good, 3 more breaths. Inhale, rounding up to the ears. Exhale, dropping them down. Good, 2 more. Inhale, round and lift. Exhale, lower. Good, 1 more, everyone. All together. Inhale, round and lift. Exhale, lower. Good, keep your eyes closed. Bring your hands to heart center. As always, such a pleasure to help you swimmers move and flow and connect with your bodies, getting stronger by the week. I hope you feel the benefits of yoga. Namaste. Well done, everyone.